Hello everyone, welcome to the United Stand. It's road trip time along with transfer deadline day. Absolutely crazy day. Only United would have a game finishing right on deadline day. Ten Hag's had his press conference. We'll get into that in a minute and what that leaves us with for this game looking ahead. But heading to the King Power, it's like, oh my God, the memories of this place. This was when it all started to go Pete Tong for me last season. Leading into that game, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge, that was when the real doubts of Solskjaer were creeping in. We'd had some crap games before it. And if you remember rightly, this was the month, the Liverpool 5-0, the City 2-0. Yeah, we had that little result against Spurs in between, which pretty much kept Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his job. But that was the month. This was the month. And Leicester started it off 4-2 at the King Power. We were lucky to even get the 2 goals. It was a brilliant goal from Greenwood, and Rashford in his first game back drew us level 2-2. Where we did not even deserve to be, and then Leicester just went smack. From there, we couldn't concentrate. I remember it well. It was the time when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought Harry Maguire in, knowing that we was going to get high pressed by Leicester, and he was not ready. He was not the right man. Now we have got the right man in charge in Ten Hag, and we are not going to play Harry Maguire in this game. We've got fit, nimble, sharp, fast, strong defenders in place, and it just, compared to how it was last season going into this game to where I am now, and yet it can still go the opposite way with United. We're still a work in progress, but the players that are in and the players that we can choose from for tonight's game are definitely giving me a bit more confidence leading in. I'm not as anxious going into an away game. We stood firm against Southampton, and they proved exactly how tough a game that was by beating Chelsea the other night as well. So it just goes to show that, look, we did well to get past the Liverpool side now and put that game out of the way, get the 3 points there. Then we deal with Southampton, who we've just seen absolutely dominate Chelsea. Well, not so much dominate, but be better. And that's how dangerous they are. And look at the money that Chelsea have spent on their defence this summer. And they got beat by Southampton. So it just goes to show 2 great results for United, put us right up there. And we could be as far as 5th in the league, a point off top 4. Transfer window shutting tonight. And everybody's like, well, let's just calm down a little bit. It's not that bad. It wasn't that bad, and seasons can change in a little run of form. Who'd have thought all the teams that have lost so far this week would have lost? You wouldn't have. But United just have to stay focused on their own game now. And hopefully that continues tonight against Leicester. It's not going to be as tight as Southampton. I'm convinced of it. I think there's goals in this game. And mate, I wouldn't be surprised either way if both teams scored. Leicester have got plenty of players that can do us damage, and I've proved in the past how much they can destroy us. Like I said before, I think I did a write-up on the United Stand website for this game of preview. We haven't beaten Leicester in our last 4 visits. In our last 4 games in general. They've got a good record against us at Old Trafford recently, and it's a game that we've just not been able to cope with. Brendan Rodgers has had our number. Now they sit bottom of the league. I think that's a little bit misleading in terms of how and why Leicester are there. They haven't spent a penny this summer. The only club in European football not to buy a player. And you know what? By the time I get to Leicester, that might have changed. But we're going to see no new players against us in the game tonight because they haven't registered them in time. Fofana has gone. You're looking at a team depleted, injuries, everything. And that's probably why they are where they are. But they should have done better against Chelsea. They probably should have done better against Brentford and held out there. And they probably should have been pretty much level with us right now. It just goes to show how important results are at this stage of the season. And how important it is, even if you're not playing well, just to dig in like we did last week and get 3 points on the board. Chelsea didn't dig in. They tried to play their style. They're a bit hit and miss. And Southampton took advantage of them. We didn't. We stayed solid. We stayed tight. We got out of there. It wasn't pretty. Everyone's moaning about how we played. But we got 3 points. That's all that matters at this stage of the season. We could be going in 5 games gone, ahead of Chelsea, ahead of Liverpool, and 1 point off top 4 with all the players that we've got. We've got Anthony to come in. Ten Hag's been talking. We're getting an absolutely awesome player. And I do believe that we are getting that. We've still not even seen Casemiro yet properly. I hope Casemiro plays tonight. I just think he'll just add that steel and that little bit extra oomph to us now after the back of 2 decent results. I don't think you can rely on Scott McTominay. I'm all for the playing a winning team, don't change it. But when you've got the quality of Casemiro, we know that Scott McTominay works in fits and starts. To be honest, and never really starts the fits, basically. And he's not consistent enough. couple of good games doesn't mean that Scott McTominay has turned a corner. He's going to have to learn that he's going to have to play second fiddle to Casemiro, and I'm sure that's how it's going to pan out. Casemiro should be playing tonight, 100% he should be playing. Martinez and Varane behind him not Shaw, Jesus, let's not even go there. Malacia and Dalot with David De Gea. And then the midfield of probably Eriksen and Bruno again. And then it's interesting what you're going to see up front. Are we going to play Ronaldo? Is Rashford going to play centrally? And I said this in the show yesterday, in the morning show, about Rashford and how much of a threat he is against a higher line. I think Rashford works against Leicester. It's going to be very interesting to see how Ten Hag works it. Does Ronaldo come in? Because if Leicester do still play their high line that they play, then Rashford is a major threat in this game. I think we'll see Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo. That's how I see it. But I would not be surprised if it was Sancho, Rashford and Elanga again. I really wouldn't. Elanga brought us something in that Southampton game. I thought he was decent the last two games. And that pace again over the back of Leicester. And we've done it before. That's where we got the goal for Rashford in this corresponding fixture last season. Over the top, Leicester's line, static, and we took advantage of it. No Schmeichel, no Fofana. Leicester are weaker than what they was last season. Let's put it that way. We should be beating them. Like I said, the table lies in this stage of the season for me. It doesn't tell the full picture of how well a team is playing as such. That comes after 10, 12 games. And you can judge it then. You had enough time to get over the sort of hits and miss start to the season where you've performed but not got the result. But right now, we're right in the middle of that. Game 5 already, and we're just coming out of August. I think it's important just to get points on the board. I think United will be a bit more elaborate tonight. I think we'll express ourselves a lot more. I think we'll have a bit more control of the game. I don't see Leicester having the threat that they've carried over the last couple of seasons over us. Tielemans in midfield, Vardy, Barnes, you've got all of that. You've got all the players there that we know are going to be a threat to us, and we've got to be careful. We have to be on it, and I think we are now at the back. See, that's where I'm a bit different now and a bit more confident, because I feel like we are on it at the back more with the defenders that we've got. The Martinez, the Varane, if you put Casemiro in front of that, then we can allow the other players up front, Eriksen, Bruno, Rashford, Elanga, Ronaldo, Sancho, they can express themselves a lot more and a lot easier knowing that they've got that stability behind. We've got the pace to track back in that defence now if we lose the ball in Martinez, Varane and Malacia. Even Dalot's are quick. With no Shaw, with no Harry Maguire, that changes. Because with them in the team, we didn't have that recoverability, I think the word is. We didn't have that. And for me, I think that's key now in all of this. I think if United can actually just express themselves more, the back line giving that forward line confidence to do that is key. I think we've got that. I think we've got a decent combination now. Go into that Arsenal game in the weekend, 5th, just a point off top 4 with a chance to beat them at Old Trafford, then we cannot be complaining. We were exactly where I thought we would be, even better, because I said top 4 was an overachievement this season for Ten Hag, and if he gets it, even with the signings that he's made, I think he should be up there for manager of the season, personally. With the turmoil that's going on at the club, I do believe that it will be a massive achievement for United to get back into that top 4. There's plenty of competition this year. Concentrate on ourselves. It's going to be tough. There's, like I said, Spurs, Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea will come back, Liverpool will come back. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. West Ham, the money that they've spent, my God, I think they're around about 150 million as well. Hard teams, and we're not going to have any pushover games. The workmanship, the workman-like performances are still going to be there, I think, all season, and they're going to be needed. We are going to have to graft this season and earn our spot back in that top 4 if it is going to be that way. We're not going to be all flash dance, brilliant, nice on the eye, smooth playing football this season. It's going to take a bit of time to get used to Ten Hag's football, and it's good that he realised that. I've said this a few times in other videos now, that he's actually realised, and he's gone back to basics a little bit just to keep us relevant and keep us up there in terms of the table and positioning, because we can't fall far. We cannot afford to fall that far behind early doors. Maybe when we come back from the World Cup, we'll start hitting our straps. It may even come before that, like October, November time, before the World Cup starts. But we just have to be there and thereabouts right now. I think we've got the players and the winners in our team just to keep us there and relevant, and then we can start working on the system that Ten Hag wants in place. And I think that's where we're going to win it. That's where we're going to get the success at the early stages of the season. Ten Hag's no mug. He's realised straight away, like he said. I could tell from his press conference that he's had yesterday that he knows where we're at. He knows what work needs doing. He said that Ronaldo is staying as well now. No more signings. We will be aware if a right back becomes available. Whether or not that's happening, I've set off early today because I've got work down in London to do first. So I've not heard everything yet. So let's just see what happens. But if we go into the season with the team that we've got now, the signings that we've made, and I do believe that probably should be enough if he's fully committed and the players are fully committed to the cause to get us possibly in and around top 4 and maybe get a trophy. It's a big ask, I know, but I do believe that this team has got that in them, and I think we will prevail. I think if we stick to this and everyone stays behind it, we get no bad eggs in the dressing room and everyone is on board with Ten Hag, this is what's been missing off for United for a few years, then I think we've got it. I do believe that we could get top 4 when I've said we haven't before. I didn't think we would. But if we stick to it, I think we've got this. I think we can make it. Tonight will give us a good indication of, are we going to be 2 steps forward, 3 steps back sort of season again? Is it going to be one of them where we're hovering around mid-table to 7th? Or if we win tonight, I mean, the first time that we would have won 3 games in a row in the Premier League since last year. That says a lot. That's a step forward for United. If we can just do it. And you know what? Maybe momentum will build from there, and the confidence and the belief in the players will come with that. 3 wins in a row, all right. Just outside the top 4. We beat Arsenal, who are in the top 4, with 3 points behind them. That could be how our week finishes. They have to believe that that is possible. And I think Ten Hag's the man that will make that happen and make them believe that way. I'm going for... Tonight, do you know what? I'm going for a high score. I think 3-1 United tonight. I just believe that there's a result in this for us. I think 3-1. We put the demons to bed that we've had with Leicester over the last couple of seasons, and we beat them 3-1. That's my score. Guys, like, share and subscribe to the United Stand. Get your score predictions in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Let's see what we're doing. Let's see if we can carry on and make it 3 in a row. I'm confident we can. I think we're going to get it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you outside the game. See you in a bit, everybody.